everybody, to a Wednesday podcast. Here we are back again, episode 2, the one with the podcast. Carlo, how's your day going?
Good. We still don't have a name for this
No,
podcast. So,
we don't have a name for it.
we're just calling it podcast.
I guess. We can
Podcast.
do a poll on either Facebook, Twitter, or Discord to get it down.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. I mean, one of my buddies, Jim, he said
Figure
the
it out.
hardest one is to name the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's always the hardest part, because you don't want to, make it like anybody else. You don't want to be too hard. You want something simple. What's about the podcast?
Memorable.
Memorable. Like, how do you
We-
come up with one of your podcast names?
I don't know. My other podcast was just a pun. You know.
I like puns. Do you
Yeah.
know any
Well,
nerd puns?
There's a lot of nerd podcasts out there, so I just don't know if they're taken or not. And I don't want it to be too nerdy. You know what I mean? I want it to be a little bit more approachable too, not like. I don't want it to be cringe. You know what I mean?
I like
So we
cringe.
got to think about. Yeah, but that's not how you should market things, Jimmy.
That is true. So, how was your day, Carlo? What did you do today?
Not really work.
Work?
Had to go to the office for the first time in a while, which was nice. Nice seeing some coworkers.
Mhm.
Watched some hockey, played some Civ. Really, that's it.
Hell yeah, man. All I did today was build our friend Kelly a new computer. That was fun. It posted for the first time, so they say third time's a charm. No problems.
I'm surprised you didn't well, you did still text me for help.
That was only because I didn't
but-
know the GPU. Some GPUs don't come with a PCIe slot.
Yeah. Wait, what GPU? That's not you mean like the power.
No, I'm talking about the GPU. Yeah, the power plug-in.
Yeah, the
with
power
the
plug. Yeah.
6.
What GPU did you get?
I got the NVIDIA 1060 Ti.
I'm surprised it doesn't have one.
To be fair, it came from China. Like, the whole text was like, China. Don't say
Yeah,
that.
that's a little.
Don't say
okay.
that.
Kels, if you're listening to this, better take care of it. No.
It'll explode when
I'm a
she's
little
like
worried.
putting like 52 tabs
I'm
on
a
it.
little worried. I'm a little worried, but if it's working, it's working.
I got it
guess.
from New Egg, so hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Hope you read the reviews too. So.
I did read the reviews. It was 4.5 stars out of 5.
Okay.
We'll
trust
see
you
how
on
that goes. We'll see how that goes.
If we lose our friend because of a house fire, that I'll be blaming it on you.
Well,
okay?
don't say that. That's just mean. But anyway, so the latest episode of Falcon and Winter Solider, that was amazing just to watch. The whole show going on.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about it though?
Me, so one of my buddies, Jim, I go to the comic book store called Metro Entertainment. I'm gonna drop a address to go to it. Shameless plug because I love that place so far. Yeah, I like that background. But it was good. He gave a good explanation about Curly's Flag Smashers movie. Like, why is her desire to see what she wants to do viewed as a terrorist, even though she blew up things, and he viewed it to like American politics about like one person left doing one thing but the right doing another thing is the exact same thing, but we view them as enemies, just like Carly's doing with the Flag Smashers.
Yeah, what I really like about we talked about this last week. What I really like about Falcon and Winter Soldier is the social commentary that it's not afraid to do so. Actually, the whole Captain America series.
Yeah.
Captain America itself just lends to political commentary just by the virtue of what kind of superhero he is. He represents America. Like the first cover of Captain America is him punching Hitler.
Yeah, his always been about politics and war about the whole time.
And like you said, that how the perspective of where you're coming from from Carly and John Walker too, because a lot of people, John Walker right now is a very very dislikable character.
But he does like a portray like a good. He's like in a good way. You're supposed to hate
He's not.
him.
Yeah, yeah. But here's the thing about John Walker though, he's not necessarily evil because
No.
his intentions are good, but his flaws and his negative attributes is just a little bit is his downfall because when you saw that scene when he's talking about when he's talking with Lamar about his times in Afghanistan and in the war and how like they portrayed us as heroes, but they see them like killing other
Yeah.
soldiers and stuff, and he really felt regret. But the thing I love about the John Walker character is that he his flaw is what makes him dislikable, but it's because he wants to try his best and he feels like he couldn't fill Captain America's shoes that led him to this path because he feels like he has big shoes to fill. That's why he wants to be
Those
better.
are some big shoes, by the way, with Captain America.
But yeah, he's trying to be too much like Steve Rogers, but he doesn't know who Steve Rogers is.
No.
His image of Steve Rogers is something else, and to like be very to the like you know what I mean. He doesn't know Steve Rogers. He probably thinks Steve Rogers is very militaristic, who's by the book, gets the job done kind of guy, and that's who John Walker is. He does whatever it takes to get the job done.
But that's not who
And-
Steve Rogers was. Like he
Exactly.
he went above the lines to do what he believed was the right thing, and a lot of the time it was the right thing. Like in Captain America, the first Avenger, he went beyond what was it, Russian? No, it was German territory to save all the soldiers. He went. He stole a lot. He stole the uniform that he wasn't supposed to go in like a symbol for America to save all the soldiers, and that's what Steve Rogers is all about.
Yeah. So the thing about John Walker is that if you look at it from a different perspective, I understand I'm probably gonna get a lot of heat from this because I'm somewhat defending a very hated character.
Well, to
Is
be
it
fair,
John-
you've done that before in the past, but go on.
Yeah, I'm just going like to be. I understand he's like he's painted to be that way. He's painted to be not a very likable guy, and the super soldier serum just kind of take his anger, his frustrations out of him and made him more brutal because he is frustrated because that scene with the Jamarga what are they called again? The ladies from the Wakanda?
I forget their names, but that
The
was a
Mar-
badass scene.
Yeah, so even in that scene when he says like they're not even super soldiers,
Yeah.
and he felt so disappointed of himself where he can't even beat these people who are not super soldiers.
Yeah, he
you
just
know?
got his ass handed to him. People who weren't
Yeah.
even super soldiers,
And
just highly skilled.
Yeah, he's just so frustrated for himself because he expects, like I said, he expects to fill Steve Rogers' shoes, and he hasn't been able to do that. And that's why he thinks, and in his mind, he thinks that Steve Rogers was good because of the super soldier serum,
Yeah,
even though
he was
That's
always
not the
good
case.
even before.
Yeah.
The serum.
that's not the case, you know.
I mean, during the training in the movie, he even like covered a grenade to save everyone about, and it was a dummy grenade, but it just shows the integrity of Steve Rogers.
Yeah, and to your point with Kylie, was it Kylie, right?
Yeah, Kylie.
Kylie is that in a different perspective too. You see her as evil. She's the one who's breaking the law and killing innocent people who are just doing their jobs to get her point across. Zemo calls her a supremacist, which is Zemo does have a point because Kylie says she feels like she's the chosen one to save all these people, and that's a lot of people's like Hitler felt like he was the chosen one.
You can't
Stalin
compare it. Like,
Yeah. No. I mean, I'm just saying it's how it starts. That's kind of how extremist starts when you believe you are the chosen ones kind of mentality. That's how it starts when you go to the extreme where you think that you're right and the other side is wrong. If you look at any of the Marvel superheroes, none of them thinks they're above everybody else.
No,
They didn't uh push to be the heroes. They they are heroes because they try to earn it, not because they think they're chosen.
no, that's
You
just
know what I
like a
mean?
good example would be Daredevil. He's a lawyer, but he wants to see. He doesn't believe the justice system is doing enough, so he takes it upon
Yeah.
himself to like serve the justice system. And justice is blind, and that's why he does everything he does in Hell's Kitchen, because Hell's Kitchen is a failed city, and he wants to save that town.
Yeah, it's they don't feel they're the chosen one. They just feel like they have to do it because it's the right thing to do.
Well, yeah,
Well,
with great power comes great responsibility.
Kylie like that's why when she started killing uh those guards and stuff because she felt like it was the right thing to do, and she did have the saying that, hey, I feel like I should be doing this, we are chosen or something like that. That's how it starts. That's how like Napoleon felt he was the chosen one. That's why he conquered the rest of Europe,
Yeah,
that's how kind of that supremacy starts. When you think you're better than everybody else, that's how it starts. I don't think Kylie is there yet. She hasn't really
I think it's
crossed
Carly,
that
by the
line.
way.
Carly,
Carly.
yeah, Carly. She hasn't crossed that line yet. That's why Sam was still able to talk to her. Sam being the good diplomat, the good,
Yeah,
well trained, and for example, like Sam, he doesn't feel like he's Captain America. But as you can see, he should be Captain
he
America
should
because
be,
he represents all that. He doesn't feel like it, but he's not asking for it, but he knows he should do it.
but he
You know,
doesn't
you know
want
what I
it.
mean? Yeah, he doesn't want it necessarily. When Zemo asked him if he should take the super soldier serum, he says no.
No, he
You know,
like right away
yeah,
answered no.
exactly. That's why Sam was able to talk Carly from crossing that line, and then John Walker, who already crossed that line, walked in and kind of messed everything up.
Yeah, no, he did really mess everything up. And end of the point, that ending, the last image of
Hmm.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, John Walker with a bloody shield, that was just way too powerful to watch.
Yeah, like what do you think it means though? There's so many metaphors in that image.
So with when I saw it, first of all, that was like wow, that was the first time I
Yeah,
ever saw that amount of blood on the shield in
the
any
shield. Yeah,
MCU or even the movies. There wasn't even that amount of
yeah,
blood. Weirdly
yeah,
enough, um,
yeah.
it feels like a dark turn, like a metaphor for where America in that MCU universe is going towards.
There's so many symbolism on it because when John Walker killed the guy, I don't know,
Yeah,
I don't think he had a name. The guy he killed, if he did a name, I'm sorry I missed it, but
yeah,
there's a really great parallel of that scene and the scene in Civil War when Steve Rogers had the same moment where he could have killed Tony Stark,
yeah.
and he used the shield as a weapon
Hmm.
because a shield inherently is something you use to defend,
Yeah,
not to attack. Um, and when John Walker used it as a weapon and to kill someone, that blood stain on the shield really tainted what its meaning, what it symbolizes. It's Steve Rogers was there to defend, not to attack. He
no,
was there to defend the people. He never really while you contrast that to John Walker, who's very aggressive, it's always attack, attack, attack. It's such a contrast, and there's and when he used it as a weapon, that's the switch, and you know that he like I said, crossing the line. That's when you cross the line. Steve Rogers never really killed. He probably killed, right? Like implied, like during the first Captain America when Steve Rogers used the gun. in the first Captain America.
I'm
That
pretty
was
sure
the
he
only
used
time.
it the wounded. Because a lot of people were like freaked out, like, Captain America never used a gun.
He
Because,
did.
see,
He
I'm
did
like, no, he did. When he entered in that
in
barn, he
World War
did.
Two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
World War II, he did.
But when he got to the future, when he got frozen, and after since then he hasn't.
No, he
He's
hasn't.
never used it. Yeah, he just used his shield.
And his brute strength to kick a
Yeah,
bunch of ass.
and if you remember, in Civil War when Steve used the shield as a weapon, uh, and he used it to crack Tony's
Yeah, no, you said this
reactor,
earlier.
right? He used it to crack it,
Yeah.
and Steve chose to walk away.
Yeah.
He didn't choose violence.
And then when Tony
But
Stark's all that, shield's not yours, and then he just
exactly,
throws the
you're not
shield.
worthy. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not worthy to use that shield because he uses it as a weapon.
Yeah.
Steve knew it. Steve realized what he did, and he dropped it without hesitation.
Yeah.
You know, and while you contrast that to John Walker, it's he and when you see his face, I feel like he's more regretful that everybody saw it instead of his action.
I don't know if he really is regretful, because if you look at the way he was looking at everybody, everyone looked at him. I feel like an evil presence inside him as he was having everyone watch him. Like, he now said he is this Captain America. He's not your like 80s or like 60s Captain America, 40s Captain America. This is now Captain America. He believes.
No, I think he realized what just happened, and everybody with all the cameras around him, I think he realized what happened. He acted in rage, of course, and this is like a double standard too. Here's because John Walker acted with rage because his best friend died, and he acted in revenge, right? And when you see other movies and stuff, when someone acts on revenge, and they're the hero, they're the protagonist of the story, you're rooting for that person, right?
Kind of necessarily.
Right?
Yeah.
In a way, right? There like, for example, I don't know if you played Red Dead Redemption.
No, I haven't played Red Dead
Yeah.
Redemption.
It's a game full of revenge. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but The Last of Us 2 is about revenge, and you're rooting for, yeah. And there's so many different media that like when the protagonist is searching for revenge to avenge the person. What's another movie that's very common, but you root for them, and once you get the revenge, you cheer for them or whatever. But because of what our perspective of John Walker is, that revenge is okay. I got an idea. Game of Thrones.
Okay.
With Arya Stark, when you want her to commit revenge on the Baratheons or Joffrey or Jaime Lannister or whatever.
And she doesn't get her revenge.
Yeah, but you are rooting for her to get her revenge, right?
Yeah.
Or Sansa. Let's, for example, Sansa. Although she's the person she acting revenge is very evil, like Ramsay Snow, right?
Mm.
But you're still rooting for her to enact her revenge and her desire to kill the person that did her wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why at the end, you know what? Next episode, we're going to talk about all of Game of Thrones, episode 3. It's going to be entire Game of Thrones.
but on the flip side, with our perspective of John Walker, since he is not the protagonist, and our perspective of him is of this very unlikable douchebag, we do not root for him to get his revenge.
Yeah.
We do not. We hated him for reacting on his desire to search revenge, his anger, right?
Now,
I'm just saying this is a little double standard. And I understand it's human nature because you are rooting, because of your rooting interest and your self-bias of doing this. I'm not defending what he did.
No.
I'm just saying it's just a different perspective. And that's just a very, very great mirror of American society right now. It depends on which side you're on in the political spectrum. If you're on the right, you're looking for what you believe in. The other side is evil.
Yeah.
And then when you're on the left, the other side is also on the evil side.
There used to be a common ground with stuff like that, but we're gonna stay clear of politics. But do you think if John Walker didn't have the shield or wasn't representation of Captain America, would you still vote for him getting revenge on his buddy dying?
It's well, it's not that. It's just the way the story was told.
Yeah.
The story was presented to us. We got the perspective of John Walker being this uncharismatic, unlikable douchebag. So we do not root for him because we don't like him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We didn't get his life story perspective. Unlike Sam and Bucky, who are good people, obviously, but we know them better, so we lean towards their views and stuff. You know what I mean?
But there's a double-edged sword to it. So we haven't talked about like a lot of people compare Zemo's dancing like, oh yeah, he's very likable dancing,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
he's still a bad guy.
There you go. That's a great example
Yeah.
because he is very charismatic and he is very likable, but he is uh like I want to say he's evil because he does have gray intentions. He has his motives and his ideals, his ideology is also different.
He was the past leader of Hydra, so yeah, he's gonna be lit.
No, he was not. No, he's not a Hydra. He's
he
a
was
Baron
past.
of Sokovia.
He was,
No, he was never a member of Hydra. He was a member. He was a royal family of Sokovia. Wait, did I get? Yo, I'm pretty sure he's not a member. He hates Hydra.
No.
He hates Hydra.
So the guy I was talking to,
Because
Jim,
he's from Hydra. I don't know if it's
in the
different
comics,
from the comics.
he was the leader in
Yeah.
Hydra.
In the comics, yes, but in the MCU, he is not.
Yeah.
He hates super soldiers.
Yeah.
He doesn't like.
It's the
Hydra,
same consistent. He doesn't like super soldiers.
Yeah. What his motivations were? He hates superheroes because the superheroes, the Tony Starks, the Steve Rogers of the world, destroyed Sokovia.
Yeah.
His family suffered, so he wants to end it because he feels like the superheroes are better than them, and it feels like it's a supremacy thing. It's a very gray motive too. It's not that he's 100% evil. His motives and intent, his not motives, his means are somewhat evil.
Mm-hmm.
It is evil, like when you kill a sovereign king, that kind of stuff is pretty evil. But that's why I love these characters, is because they are very three-dimensional and not flat. Marvel used to have this problem with their villains where it's just two-dimensional, flat, evil characters.
Yeah, they're not likable. They're evil. You're not supposed to like them.
For example, Thanos is a very three-dimensional. We understand why he's doing his things. What he thinks he's doing is right. That kind of stuff.
Now, a lot of people will have a discussion about whether Thanos was right. Would you agree to a point that he was right?
I mean, that's part of the show too, right?
Yeah.
The ripple effect of it is part of the show. Once, like you're talking about all the time, once everybody came back from the snap, all those people who benefited from the snap kind of got all those stuff taken away from them because there are now more population. It's a slip, like it's an ideology. It's really hard, to know what's right or wrong, because it does have a point, but killing half the population, I don't think that's the mass genocide. No,
no one's gonna. He was a crazy. He was a mad titan. He was crazy, even though he had a crazy ideology.
His ideology is way out there, but mass genocide's never the answer.
Well, I never said like, hey, let's go into mass genocide to save the other half of the universe.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of that's
the
same mentality as the final solution in the 1940s Germany.
No, he was just batshit crazy.
That, and if you know their ideology, because they think that it was the Jewish people, that they blame the Jewish people for Germany's downfall in World War One, and that's why all the blame went to the Jewish people and the Slavs and all of that. They're looking for the perfect race, the supremacy. Like I said, supremacy. Yeah. That's how Nazi Germany started.
Yeah, they believe themselves to be the supremes of
the entire world. It's when you believe that you are above everybody else, that's when it becomes a problem.
Hmm.
That's Hitler's problem because he thought Germany was above everybody. It's the same with Japan. Japan thought they're above every other Asian race. It's that kind of stuff. Same with Italy when they believe that the old Roman Empire should be restored because
Yeah.
yeah, that it's a slippery slope, that kind of stuff. In Russia, where uh, uh, the upper class, the bourgeoisie, kept the lower class, the communism.
Bourgeoisie.
Yeah, that's you know that's
Yeah.
that's my history stuff leaking, nerdy history leaking. But yeah, there's so many. I love this show because of all the symbolisms you have. Like police brutality is a big part of that too. Where um, okay, question? Do you think predictions for the next episode? Do you think they're gonna take the shield away from John Walker?
I feel he's gonna run away with the shield. He's not gonna give it back. He just got all this power now, so now he's gonna go after the Flag Smashers. And if Sam and Winter Soldier get in his way, he's gonna take them down because he believes they're gonna slowly turn John Walker into a supremacist. If that makes any sense.
Here's what I think, because I feel like John Walker is also a symbolism of police brutality, right, in current America right now, where when your power gets into your head, when 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 you have so much power and without any checks, that you think it's okay to just beat up anyone just because they don't listen to you, and it's the same with all those cameras that's pointing at
Yeah.
John Walker. That's a very good mirror of what police brutality, because a lot of people, when there's police brutality happening, there's people watching them with their cell phones and stuff, recording and then posting it in social media. It's the same thing that happened with John Walker, where where this supposed symbol of protection and hope, and you're supposed to feel safe in the symbol, kind of like the police, where you're supposed to feel safe with the police, right?
Hmm.
And they show these uh, images of brutality, and of this symbol, really changes your perspective, you know. And it's that kind of thing. You, like I said, both sides of the story. You don't know the full story of the cops, and you don't know the full story of John Walker. Those people seeing that scene, they don't know what just happened to John Walker's best friend. All they see is Captain America beating up an innocent person who has his hands up and defenseless. You know what I mean?
Well, you can say to a point, but even back then, they're going to compare John Walker to Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers never acted on revenge, even though he
Because
never acted on, like, even when Bucky was taken, he still spared the lives of
exactly
everybody back
so
then.
exactly because Steve Rogers is your model Captain America.
Yeah.
Steve Rogers is your model police officer, if you will, where you act more consciously instead of brutality. You're there to protect, not to attack. You know what I mean? Um, so what I think is gonna happen is it's the same with uh, police brutality in today's world, where they're just gonna let it slide, cover it up, and the government is, and they're gonna PR this to death. That's what I think is gonna happen.
I don't know. I think
Winter
it's going to
Soldier.
drive John Walker mad a little bit because he just, like, killed someone in
It's
front of everybody.
Yeah,
He
that's
just
gonna happen too,
tainted the
because
whole Captain America
that's
shield
that's
shit.
gonna happen. That's gonna happen too. But he's gonna be mad with power because that's what's happening in his mind right now, especially with the super soaring through his blood, where they talk about it just enhances who you
What you
are,
already are.
what you already are. Which John Walker is quick-tempered, impulsive, uh, and impulsive. That's who he is. He's trying his best. You can see that he tries his best. He wants to do the right thing, but because he is quick-tempered and impulsive, he just doesn't fit the role of Captain America.
I feel like if there was a season 2 and he would survive, they would probably give him a redemption arc. I feel like he would get a redemption arc if that was possible.
I can see
Redemption
that.
arcs are my favorite. I love redemption arcs. If you do a good redemption arc, the right
Zuko
way.
is Zuko is their best
Zuko
redemption
is
arc.
the best redemption arc.
Zuko is the redemption arc.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's just my thoughts on it. So
But no, it was powerful. I loved it. I love what the show was doing. I have a. I don't think I have any gripes with it.
it's one of my favorite. I like it over WandaVision. WandaVision is different because
Really, I liked One Division.
I like WandaVision because it's a different theme. This, like I said, Captain America lends itself to a lot of political uh, themes and social commentary and stuff.
Hmm.
While WandaVision was about grief and sadness
Yeah, and how to deal with
and,
it.
and how to deal with it. That's what it was all about.
Or look what happens. Even the most powerful mutant uh, essentially creates her own world and alters reality to deal with coping.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I like about. We talked about this, I think, episode. I'm not sure if it's episode 0 or last episode, but that's why I love Marvel, the MCU, because of the themes they have.
Yeah, no, you
You
talked about
know,
last
it's
episode.
not just a popcorn flick to watch, kind of like, well, like for example, Godzilla and Kong was just a popcorn flick you watch,
Yeah.
turn your brain off and just enjoy a monkey fighting a fucking lizard. You know,
Yeah.
That's what he was. While Marvel, the MCU, has a lot of hidden themes and hidden uh, meaning towards it. It's actually a very, very good story. It's the story about the characters and what they go through instead of just punch. What it's this a story about the punching. I mean, a story about the characters,
Yeah.
what they go through with punching and superhero stuff instead of punching and superhero stuff with the story.
Yeah, no, that's what made Marvel movies and shows really great, especially after Phase 2, I believe that's where the
Yeah.
really MCU like took shape about what it could really do with lore-wise and what they do with the story, and if you put good writers, this shit can be good.
Hmm. Yeah, it's very good. I love it. I can't wait. There's only 2 episodes left. The next episode is gonna be crazy because it's normally the second to last episode that's the craziest.
It's usually the
Yeah.
craziest.
We don't know who the power broker is. I have a feeling it is.
I feel it's going to be
Sharon
revealed
Carter.
at the end.
I feel like it's Sharon Carter. I have a feeling it's
Ooh,
Sharon
that'd
Carter.
be good.
That's my theory. I think it is Sharon Carter, but we'll see. I have a little inkling feeling that there's gonna be a Wolverine tease at the end.
You think so?
Remember I talked to you about the weapons project?
Yeah.
They talk about it a lot in this one. Weapon X is Wolverine, man.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe this is the first time they mention an X-Man.
So speaking of what is it? What's it called? Mentioning. You mentioned they revealed Wiccan. So then I went to Metro. I'm like, hey Jim, I need anything you know about the Young Avengers because I know dick about the Young Avengers. He's like, hey, read this, and it showed Scarlet Witch about
Yeah,
the Young
her
Avengers, and
kids.
then, yeah.
Her kids, and I forgot the name of the guy, the leader, the guy I talked about. It was.
I haven't read it yet. I'm going to read it. It's going to be material for next
Yeah.
time to use.
Yeah, I think they are setting up. They're putting in all the characters that needs to be there. Kate Bishop, Wiccan, and Speed. Crap, I can't. And Cassie Lang.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we'll see.
We'll see about
what
that.
What I do want though is the Jimmy Woo, and the crap. I can't remember the name of his team, but I want him because I love
He's a good character. I love Jimmy Woo.
I love Park. I can't even remember his name. Ken Park? No. But the actor that plays him,
Mhm.
he's amazing. I love him. He's one of my favorite actor. He's one of my favorite Asian actors because as Asian American myself, there's not a lot of us. There's not a lot
There's
of us
really not,
there.
and that's the sad thing about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I don't know if you watch the TV show Fresh Off the Boat.
No, I haven't seen that one.
He plays the dad in that show and he's amazing. He's hilarious. And speaking of Asian American, a new one coming out, Shang-Chi.
Yeah, Shang-Chi. in the
Yeah,
Seven
coming out.
Realms.
Yeah, coming out soon. Pretty excited for that. But yeah,
Pretty excited about that too. Now, speaking of things that are coming out, I know it's old and it's like 2 weeks old, but for shit for people to know, the new Space Jam, the new Legacy. Did you watch the first Space Jam?
of course I did.
Of course you did.
Uh, when I was a wee young little kid. Oh no,
And
why can I add this image?
copyright. That's why. Because reasons. Um,
No, I have a Space Jam image.
you have a Space Jam image.
I have a Space Jam image.
So
It's not working.
what did you uh what do you think about the trailer? First of all, did you like the trailer, or do you think it was too much?
Um, I enjoyed it. I've been watching the new Looney Tunes
Mm-hmm.
reboot. I don't know if you've ever watched it.
No, I haven't seen
Hilarious show. I recommend it. It's freaking hilarious.
it
So I hope to keep the biggest one I want them to keep because they did reinvent it a little bit.
Yeah.
Daffy and Bugs are kind of the same. Daffy is still your very
yet. Slapstick, second character.
He's very narcissistic. He's self-centered, kind of guy.
But that's what you love
But-
about Daffy.
Yeah. Bugs is your, your straight white male kind of your sane one sort of, but he's still kind of goofy
Kind of.
in a way. Porky is your nerdy guy, your nerdy pig or whatever. But the one I really want them to keep the most, because this is going to be a total different from the first Space Jam, because in the first Space Jam, this character was just a one note character. To be fair, she was new, but Lola Bunny's character in the new Looney Tunes is amazing. I love her.
I think they
And
could
they
have
need-
kept the same while still like portraying Lola what she is. She was always
Well, So
a symbolism
it's-
for
no,
women.
here's the thing.
Being like empowering and sexy, but still play ball at the same time.
here's the thing about Lola Bunny on that one, because the only thing I have a problem with that, because she was just
She's
a
a
sex
furry. That's why.
She's just a sex symbol. That's just what she was. She didn't have any character. She had no personality. She was just pretty and sexy. That's who she was.
I don't know. She took on
And then-
Bugs, man, and won. So I'm just
No, I
saying all
mean
that.
there's no personality. Like, that's just her character. She was just a pretty girl who plays basketball. There's no depth to it. In the new Looney Tunes, she's so like every episode she's on, she steals a show because she is the crazy girlfriend. She is hilarious. I don't know if they can make it work, but she has a personality. That's who she's. Looney. She's a Looney Tune.
Well,
She
yeah,
is
that's what they're usually supposed to be. Looney Tunes.
Yeah. She's not a sex symbol, right? So I hope they keep her personality in this one, but the trailer. Going back to the trailer.
I think
I
somebody
don't-
watched a little bit too much Ready Player Go.
Yeah, Ready Player One.
Ready Player One, because the whole trailer reminded me of Ready
Yeah,
Player One. Let's
of all the
put
cameos.
all the fucking shit into this. You make it big, huge.
See, here's
theatrical.
I don't have problems with people coming up with new ideas and new
It's
or
reusing
trying
the
to be
same
or trying to be
tropes
different
and
from
movies.
the original. It's the execution that's gonna be key here. I understand where you're coming from because it is the trailer.
Yeah.
But if they do it right, we're gonna forget about this trailer.
That's not necessarily true sometimes, because even like the worst trailers, still people remember. Can I bring up? I don't know, Sonic.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So everybody remembers the trailer, but the movie was good. So the movie was remembered.
Great.
So everybody remembers the movie being good. The original Sonic has become a meme.
Would you
yes,
still watch that movie with the old Sonic?
It's
If they have a director's cut along with a new movie,
Here's
and they came out with a director's cut, would you still watch
the
that?
director's cut is a little bit different. It's just the graphic. They just changed the model.
Yeah.
If it's the same movie, it's gonna be a good movie, but watching it, it'll be probably uncomfortable seeing him look like that will make the experience a little bit different. But the that's not what made the movie good. What made the movie good, it was a good buddy cop comedy type, and it's a good story. It was a good character development for both Sonic, and I forgot what the guy's name was.
Uh,
And it was, yeah, and Dr. Eggman. It's a good setup for
Jim
the
Carrey was the perfect Dr.
Eggman. Yeah,
Eggman.
yeah, and
Even at the
it was
end
a
when
good.
he's on the mushroom planet, he's going mad.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
shakes
It
his
start.
head.
He actually looks like Dr. Eggman. Yeah, but like I said, that's what made the movie good. It was the chemistry between the two main characters. The comedy was actually pretty funny. And like I said, the character development, and it's a good setup for the universe we're trying to build.
And
That's
the
what made it
character
good.
who voiced, I'm gonna look up his name because he played John Ralphio in
Oh
Parks
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
Recreation.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna look it up
Parks
right
and
now.
Rec, yeah,
Ben
yeah, yeah,
Schwartz. Ben
yeah. Ben
Schwartz played
Schwartz.
amazing Sonic the Hedgehog, and he does an amazing John Ralphio in Parks and Recreation.
It's one of my favorite
He
characters
is
in
one of
that
my
movie.
favorite characters in Parks and Recreation.
Very underrated. But yeah, what I'm saying, that's what made the movie. What made the movie good compared to other video game movies, is that it's actually a good standalone movie. It was trying to become a movie instead of a money grab video game movie. You know what I
It
mean?
developed lore because a lot of
Yeah,
good movies nowadays don't like.
exactly.
They can develop
Like,
lore and expect you to think, "Hey, I hope another one comes out." But with
like
Sonic, I feel like they weren't trying to have like a whole franchise made of it. But at the end,
yeah.
you're like
No,
expecting
no.
it to.
I don't know if you saw the post credit scene, but they are going to make a franchise. They saw Tails at the end there.
I saw Tails.
Yeah.
I got so
So
excited when
they're
Tails got
so
a
they're
mouse on
they're
me.
gonna do fresh. So that's what makes it a difference from other attempted video game movies there, because Assassin's Creed wasn't very good.
I didn't see
Because
Assassin's Creed only because I love
it
Assassin's
was,
Creed and I didn't want to
yeah,
ruin it for me.
like the new Tomb Raider was just a really, they just took the game and just put it
Hold up a
there.
minute. There's a new Tomb Raider movie.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not that they just took the video game and try to put it in the movie. It doesn't work because pacing in a video game is different from pacing in a movie.
Well,
So
obviously.
that's why I hope the Last of Us series, it's a show though. The Last of Us series is a show, so they can uh have pacing. They have longer time run time, so they should have
Now,
time
is it going to be a new concept or is it just a video game in the story?
on what
The Last of Us
the Last
series.
of Us. It's the video. Yeah, you haven't heard of this
I
yet?
don't think I've heard of this. No.
Pedro Pascal is playing Joel.
I know
And
Pedro. Like I knew he was going to play Joel,
no,
but I didn't know what it was going to
it's
be
the
of.
story. It's the story of Joel and Ellie. It's the same story as The Last of Us, but they are gonna adapt it
Live action.
to the small screen, quote unquote small screen, because it's on a television show on HBO Max. But I'm pretty excited for
Now,
that. And Neil Druckmann is also co-directing it, so I'm pretty happy. And the guy who's the main the showrunner is the guy who show ran Chernobyl, which is a really good show if you haven't seen it.
now, okay. I love Pedro Pascal.
Mhm.
Loved him in The Mandalorian. That show was amazing. But when it comes to taking video games, putting it into shows, but you already know the Last of Us story, would it really matter if you watch the live action? You're just basically playing the game, but in live
It's
action.
it's a different medium. It's kind of like reading a book and then watching the show. It's a different experience. You know what I mean? And a TV show reaches a broader audience. Not everybody plays video games. Am I correct? Like
That is very
it's
true.
and not everybody played The Last of Us. Because
Everyone should play
it's
The Last of
not,
Us.
yes, which I'm still waiting for you to finish because I'm watching everybody's reaction.
Oh,
'Cause I
you're
love it.
watching Captain's reaction to it?
Yes, yes. Because I love the series, but it's like I said, it's a different medium. Not every, like, even people who play video games, not all of them play The Last of Us because it's not everybody's cup of tea. Uh, but a TV show, a lot of people do watch TV shows.
That
Like I
is
said, it
true.
reaches a reach. That story needs to be shared because it's a very very great
It's
story.
unique. It's
Mhm.
It's a
I wouldn't
variation of
say
things we've
I
already
wouldn't
been.
say it's
It's a
genuine.
variation of things we've
It's
already heard of, like the
yeah.
post-apocalyptic
It's
world.
so well
Some
done.
survive. It's well done. That's why.
Yeah, it's very well done, and the chemistry between Joel and Ellie is what makes it. But like, I mean, it's not unique because God of War did the same thing with a father figure and a kid, you know, going on the journey. Logan was when Logan came out, there was a lot of comparisons with it and The Last of Us. But yeah, like I said, it's a different medium. But another video game, quote unquote, being brought to the big screen soon is Mortal Kombat.
I saw that. The trailer looks
So,
amazing. I just
uh,
recently got into Mortal Kombat 11, which I
yeah,
love all the Mortal Kombat games. Um,
so I'm excited to watch this the same way I am excited for Godzilla versus Kong. I am not expecting much when
there's
it
a lot
comes
of
to.
lore in the story of Mortal Kombat if you know what
Yes,
it's all
here's the
about.
thing. Here's the thing. I don't trust video game movies has not had enough grace for me, like to give it a lot of expectations. You know what I mean? I don't have a lot of expectations from it. If it has that great lore and story, great. But I'm gonna watch it because of the spectacle most of all. If the lore and story for me is gonna be secondary, because if I expect it to be great, I'm just gonna end up being disappointed,
Well, yeah, there's a
and I
lot of
don't want that. You
things
know,
like that.
I'm gonna look at it and expecting what I expect. If it gives me more, awesome. I would love that. But I don't want to set myself up for disappointment because that happens so many times in video game movies.
Or
Only a couple
books to
exceptions.
video games.
Exactly, books and video games. Only a couple exceptions for video game movie, like Sonic was really good. Detective Pikachu was really
That
good.
was really good.
Other than that, I can't really name much. What
Now,
other good?
I went to Metro, and this is like sidebar, or not sideboarding, but talking about books, the video games, or books to movies, but also have a books to video games, the books to movies to video games. Another
Yeah,
good thing I was thinking about earlier that really made it's one of my favorite like top 10, 20 movies, Scott Pilgrim. Well,
yeah,
that book should have been a series, not a movie.
yeah.
Now I love the movie.
It's
There's only one thing I have a fucking gripe with that movie. It's the same thing I did not like in the movie about uh, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
yeah.
It's the same thing with Superbad. It's the same thing with Juno. You know where I'm going with this.
Michael Cera.
Michael Cera. I
I
don't
don't
like the only pass I
like
give Michael Cera is in Juno, where that was expected.
how I
I
don't
just
know.
don't like
I
what they
can't believe
did with Michael Cera. Why would you choose Michael
I.
Cera?
Here's the thing. I understand your gripe on him on Scott Pilgrim, but him in Superbad, mwah,
What?
I fucking love that movie, man.
Superbad was really good, but
I
I
love it.
don't like Michael Cera's character. I just don't know what it is. The same thing probably
It's
with Seth Rogen just rubs me the wrong way.
it, Seth Rogen for me is hit or miss. It depends. There are some films that he was good on, and some films that I feel like he just showed up. You know,
Yeah,
there are yeah, but
like
like
what was it? The
him
hookup?
and
No, it was one where he
him and
gets
him and 40-year-old version. He was hilarious in that movie. Um,
the only
what up?
movie where I can think of Seth Rogen was in, not the main character, but was the side character that I really enjoyed was two movies: Superbad as the cop,
Yeah,
and then Fanboys as the nerdy guy. He plays two nerdy guys, one in Star Trek, one in Star
I
Wars.
I thought he was also really funny in Pineapple Express.
I did not
Uh,
enjoy Pineapple Express.
I like Pineapple
I
Express. I
did
thought,
not enjoy Pineapple Express. I don't know. I love stoner movies, but this stoner movie was just like it was weird. It was weird. I love James Franco. Or no, it was James Franco, right?
yeah, it was James Franco.
James
Yeah,
Franco as the like really high best friend.
yeah. Hmm.
And James Franco always plays a great fucking character. Another movie who I love James Franco The Disaster Artist. Did you ever watch The
Disaster.
Disaster Artist?
I haven't seen that, but
That is
I've.
such a good fucking movie.
Here's the thing about James Franco is that I actually like him better on serious roles. Have you seen 28? Was it 28 Days or something like that, where he was
The
stuck
horror
in a
movie?
No, no, no. It was not 28 Days. It was the one where he was stuck in a rock with his arm was stuck in a rock.
Oh, 48 Hours?
48 Hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw that one, but
No, I haven't seen
his
that one.
performance that one was amazing. Um, yeah. I don't know, but it's
He
I don't know if
does
you guys
play like serious, like good roles, serious roles. But if you take like, okay, so do you ever watch The Room? Well,
I
tell me
have
why
I have
so.
I haven't watched that yet. I
Okay,
understand why people like
it's
watching it because it's
it's
so bad.
so bad, but it's so good to watch because it's just so bad. It's like one of those movies. Like, you ever watch a
Yeah,
movie which just sucks so bad, but you couldn't imagine watching it again?
I I
This
I
movie, I want to watch again with friends. I want to show you, like, this is your Jojo
here's
Rabbit to my The Room.
my I there are a lot of movies like that. I saw like I try to watch Sharknado. It my
I
thing
do
about
want to
those
watch
kinds of movies.
Sharknado.
The thing about those kinds of movies though is that at first it's amusing. Like I think it's funny, and then I lose interest after a while because it's so bad. You know, it's I understand why people like it. There are people who have that kind of taste where it's like, oh, it's so bad, or it's like something like that. But to me, when I try to watch those kinds of movies, I just lose interest in the middle of it.
I give it. This is ironically good. This is like so bad, but you still like have interest in. Like, why the hell am I watching this? But it's so good to see how bad it is. Just because if you know Tommy Wiseau is like this weird guy. You don't know where the fuck he's from. He funded the entire fucking movie. You
Yeah,
don't know
yeah, I
how
know that.
old he is.
I know the whole story of how the room was made,
He's
but
also the book that
I just never, yeah, because I just that's why I never had interest to watch it because um I don't know. I when I watch media and stuff, there are movies like I said, Kong versus Godzilla, I would just turn off, just watch a spectacle of
I
it.
feel like
But
you have a gripe with Godzilla versus Godzilla. The one movie you always bring
it's
up where
just
it's just your brain like
it's
shuts off.
because it's the most recent example. It's the most recent example. You know,
Yeah.
it's but I like I do try to break down. I like to do is I like breaking down. I don't know if you noticed, but I like breaking
No,
down
I feel
movies
that.
and shows and stuff. You know, try to find deeper meaning and shit.
You don't always have to find deeper meaning in a fucking movie. It's just there for
Exactly, like
entertainment.
Kong versus Godzilla.
Oh my
I
god, there
fucking
it
just
goes.
watched it. There are, yeah, exactly. But it's just personal preference. I guess I'll check out The Room eventually,
What if
but
we do a movie night like we did with Jojo Rabbit with everybody?
mhm.
We
I
could do
there is
that.
a movie there is a movie I do want to watch
No,
soon.
The
It's
Room.
called
That's what we're gonna do.
I
A
know we're gonna
Discord night.
watch The Room, but there's a movie that just came out. It's called Minari, and it's about this Korean immigrants trying to integrate with U.S. life,
Mhm.
and I heard it's really really good, and I'm really interested to see it.
But I
Uh, it, it it
guess.
won a few awards in a few film festivals already,
Mhm.
so I'm really interested in watching it.
See, I love movies like that where it's just like really independent, small movies, but they
Yeah,
win like
those are the best
really
ones.
fucking good awards and shit.
Those are the best ones because those kind of small independent movies, they don't have the studio interfering with what they want.
No, and
It's
they really kick off the careers of people who
yeah
were like
they
lower level people.
yeah, and they just have freedom of creative freedom on what they can do. Like for like other than the big budget blockbuster like Fast and the Furious, producers and all those
Fast and the
people.
Furious.
Yeah, they just come and it's like, hey, can we see more explosions? Can you put more explosions here? I don't care about the story, just put more explosions. That
It
kind of
really
stuff.
lost what it used to be about. If they can, it could have been like
I
a good like car driving movie. You didn't have to like
I
turn it into an
like
action movie.
I love the first one. I thought the first one was really good.
Oh yeah, the first
Now
one's amazing.
now the series has become one of those turn off your brain
I think we
and
talked about
enjoy
this
for the
where I
spectacle.
compared the
Yeah.
first one to Resident Evil 4 and the ones after 3, Resident Evil 6, where it just came like a
Yeah.
Call of Duty,
Yeah.
Battlefield type of game, and you're like, this is
Yeah.
not what that fucking franchise should have been about.
Yeah, but a lot of producer and studio executives thinks that's what sells. So that's why they
And
push
unfortunately, that's
those
what does
narrative.
sells. But if you look at the movie
Yeah.
tickets
It's
sales, it doesn't show it.
yeah, it's yeah, it's like I said, it should be story with action, not action but has a story.
Yeah.
You should write the story first before you write the action scenes first. It should be opposite.
Just like how I come up with the podcast name, it has nothing to do with anything we talk about.
Yeah. We come up with a podcast first, and then come up with a name.
And then we just do tangents little. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I have a name in there somewhere about how we talk about something. Doesn't even have to do with the title.
Exactly.
Nonsense title.
No, I mean,
Ooh.
I'm talking about this podcast too. Like, write the. We don't have a title. We don't have a name for the podcast yet. But
Well,
we'll make it up.
I think I just got one though. Nonsense title.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We'll create a poll.
But
Yeah.
to come full circle, I'm gonna watch Space Jam: New Legacy only because I like the first one. I love that Michael Jordan was in it, and back then he was comparable to be the greatest athlete of his fucking sport, just like Wayne Gretzky.
He still is.
Michael Jordan still is the best.
Who the hell said
basketball
that?
player of all time.
Who the hell said that? Carlo?
What?
Did you hear that?
What?
Someone said he still is.
What? Michael Jordan is the greatest. No, that was me.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you say that. I'm like, Jesus Christ! I didn't hear that. I'm like,
I just did this.
Okay, but now he is being overshadowed by LeBron James.
No, LeBron's not Michael.
Debatable. Just like but
Let's not get
Just
into
like
this. This is not a
we're
sport.
not gonna
This is
do
not a
that.
sports
Well,
podcast.
Okay. I'm saying I'm really excited for LeBron James to be in it. I think he's brings in younger people to bring older, like mid-range people who watch basketball to go into like the Looney Tunes or what it's all about. They're not going to get the best version of Looney Tunes because the best version of Looney Tunes is like the 80s, 90s, like slapstick, people getting hurt with the anvils, the coyote getting messed up all the time, the whole showing what tunes were all about, surviving, like deep, like getting hurt, but still like being funny at the same time.
You need to watch the newest one, Jimmy. It's fucking hilarious.
I'll watch the newest one,
It's
just
so
so I have
good.
some concept of a whole
It's
new.
so good. Yeah, it's so good. I'll send you some episodes to watch to see what it is.
I'll watch the series. What's it on?
Okay.
Hulu, HBO.
I mean, it's on HBO Max. Right
Okay,
now.
I have HBO Max.
I mean, not every episode is a home run.
Well, not every episode is gonna be like a home run.
Yeah, but it's hilarious. But yeah. I don't know. I think a lot of the target audience of Space Jam is supposed to be kids, but guess who's gonna watch it? All the millennials because of nostalgia.
Yeah, that's me. That's that. I'm gonna watch it. But I just got an update from my producer. We are unfortunately out of time again, but as always, we'll be back next Wednesday for a talking point where we will dedicate a whole entire series about why I hated the ending to Game of Thrones.
Oh, we're gonna do Game of Thrones.
Oh, we're gonna do Game of Thrones episode 3.
Man, if you think I talk a lot, holy shit! Just wait.
I'm not gonna get a single word in. I feel like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I love that series, but I hate how they ended it.
Oh, of course. That was probably the second worst ending I've ever seen to a show.
What was the first?
Oh, How I Met Your Mother. Easily. How I Met Your Mother was just easily the worst ending ever.
I mean, I guess, but
no, think about it.
The quality.
We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, talk about it.
Yeah, talk about it next week. All right, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. Please be sure to like and subscribe. We will leave links to how to watch both of us and the links below. Enjoy your day. Nerd out, everybody. I'll think of a better end cap game.
Nerd out.
Nerd out.
Such a nerd.
Shut up.